What if every second of your life was being taken, and you didn't even know it? In a kingdom where the sun always rose on time, there stood a massive clock tower at the center of the city. The clock of time, as it was called, was more than just a timekeeper. It was the lifeblood of the kingdom's economy. The clock ticked endlessly, and with every tick, it took a tiny piece of the people's wealth. The kingdom's rulers, known as the keepers of time, controlled the clock. The clock is essential for progress, they declared. It ensures fairness in trade and stability in wealth. The people believed them. They worked hard, saved diligently, and trusted the keepers to keep the economy running smoothly. But there was a secret. For every tick of the clock, a hidden cost was taken, through rising prices, shrinking savings, and debts that never seemed to end. Over time, the people noticed something strange. Despite their hard work, their lives didn't improve. Their gold bought less, their savings shrank, and their debts grew heavier. One day, a young clockmaker named Asher discovered the truth. While repairing the gears inside the clock of time, she found a hidden mechanism, a siphon that drained value from the people's wealth. The keepers had rigged the clock to serve themselves. Every tick was a silent theft. Asher rushed to the city square and cried, "The clock is stealing from us. Every second it takes what we've earned." The people gasped, but the keepers dismissed her. "She's a fool," they said. "The clock ensures order. Without it, there would be chaos." Many believed the keepers, but Asher wasn't done. Determined to find a solution, she ventured to the edge of the kingdom, where she met a wanderer who carried a strange, glowing object. "What is that?" Asher asked. "This," the wanderer replied, "is a time ledger. It doesn't tick, and it doesn't take. It's a new way to measure and protect value, one that no keeper can control." Asher frowned. "But how can it work without the clock?" The wanderer smiled. "Because it's not built on time. It's built on trust. Every value is recorded, every transaction is verified, and no one can take from it. It's called Bitcoin." Skeptical but curious, Asher returned to the kingdom and showed the time ledger to others. She taught them how to use it, how it protected their wealth, and how it couldn't be manipulated or drained. Slowly, the people began to shift away from the clock. The keepers grew furious. "You'll ruin everything," they shouted. "Without the clock, there's no progress." But the people had seen the truth. With the time ledger, their savings were secure. Their wealth stopped disappearing. The clock tower, once a symbol of power, began to rust. Its gears ground to a halt, and its tick no longer echoed through the streets. The kingdom prospered like never before, not because of the clock, but because the people had taken back control of their time and wealth. The clock of time is the inflation of today, silent, relentless, and inevitable. Bitcoin is the time ledger, a system where your value is protected and your wealth is yours to keep. The question is, will you keep trusting the clock, or will you embrace the ledger of the future?